Good evening and welcome to Special Assignment. I'm Aaron Mulweisi. Illegal electricity connections dent the country's economy by millions of rands every year. Not only is this an extremely dangerous pursuit, but businesses, private households, and even the national electricity grid are negatively affected. The power utility Eskom claims it's doing all it can to clamp down on so-called izinyoka. But as tonight's special assignment investigation shows, corruption is rife and the rot is deep, in some cases within Eskom itself. We bring you exclusive footage of the lives of a gang of izinyoka and show how their illegal trade sustains entire communities.
On a cold Johannesburg night, they gather to prepare. It is like any other day. A daily drill armed to the teeth. One would mistake them for a small army preparing for war. Their orders are simple: hunt the suspects down and arrest them. So begins the journey for one of the security teams tasked with protecting Johannesburg's electricity power grid. This team has been on the beat for the past 3 years.
This is the team that will protect this area now.
Francois knows all too well how determined his enemies are. He's become accustomed to their tactics over the years.
Actually, look at the lights, the street lights. You can see the overhead cables. That's what the guys is after. It's quite difficult here because it's very dark, as you can see.
His team patrols areas from Johannesburg south right through to Midrand, a tall order for a team numbering just around 30.
The profile of the cable thief could be anything from just a person walking and got no job, no home. He's stealing for day to day. Then you also get your more organized structure syndicate, which is people forming a group, and they will have mostly vehicles and equipment.
The team soon catches a trail. Cable thieves, or izinyoka as they are known, have been here. A group has been seen digging in this veld. An underground electricity cable runs through here. A hot target for izinyoka looking for a quick buck. It's not long before the team catches up with them. Cornered, he offers not much resistance. This is the end of the road for this suspected izinyoka. His clothes still dirty from the digging. On the other side, another suspect has been caught. A successful night for a team that can go for months without any arrest.
We were on a routine patrol, and we came across cable. And while on inspection, we saw 2 suspects running from the scene. We gave chase, we apprehended 2 suspects, and we are back now on our way back to the scene of the crime.
But the damage is already done. More than 30 meters of cable is missing. Maybe this 3rd suspect can give clues as to what happened. He denies he was part of the gang. However, he says he saw the gang run past him and throw a hacksaw blade and a sack of maize meal over the fence. The team knows it will have to find the cable and tools to prove a crime against the suspects.
It's difficult to know where they're going to steal next. That's one of the most challenging things, is to see where they're going to go tonight. Once they start digging, they will spike the cable, they will trip it, and then they will cut it, and then they will drag it into the bush and go and strip it. Once it's stripped, they will get the bare copper, the stripped copper, and they will sell it next day. If it's overhead cable, it could be 40 meters, could be 80 meters. Underground, anything from 2 meters up to 60, 70 meters.
The suspects have done their homework, hiding the copper and leaving only cable covers. Without the copper, it would be difficult to get a conviction. Special Assignment secured an exclusive interview with an izinyoka working with syndicates in Johannesburg.
Njalo bahlala bavuka bona ekseni bayothengisa yabona hlala ngibabuza ukuthi nyana uyibhayisa ini manje ukuthi sibhayisa into kanje nekanjena and so nami bengana next Shuthi khona abantu abayazi ukuthi lapha yana khona icable. Abanye viye banokuthi uthola ukuthi umuntu uyazana nesecurity bayazi ukuthi lapha sinokugada icable yabona. And bese ayasho bantu ukuthi neke kukho icable ekhona endaweni so bayeza kithi thina sihamba so igupha. Mawuyogupha lento le mawuyihlaba ikhipha umlilo yabona. Ikhipha umlilo ukuthi after leyo mlilo so yazi ukuthi hayi siyiwile sinayisakha. Masuyazi ukuthi kosuyenze kanjani is not so dangerous because bakhona bayazi vele ukuthi kosuyihlabele so kosungayenzi kanjena and inayo imali yona kahle kahle cable but into ehlupha ecable e1 because nyeke nizineni 2 or 3 kosineni baningi nifike nithole uma 5000 and manje nebaningi mawungana next vele obvious kosuyenze something but nakhona mawuthola ukuthi babhaya into ukuthi sometimes akusukuthi akana next akafuni ukusebenza sekajwayela ini ukushaya icable ngoba imali yakhona iningi. That is why ukuthi vele baba involved.
According to industry figures, Eskom is losing more than 50 million rand to cable theft each year. This excludes other areas like local municipalities. Eskom's senior manager for energy trading shares his sentiments.
Cable theft for us, it's a major problem where our services gets disrupted because people will have stolen cables and therefore our customers don't get electricity. It's also very, very dangerous. People get killed trying to steal cables.
Cable theft is big, not just within Eskom, with all municipalities, because you know, most of the substations and the power stations and the transmission lines and the underground cables are in the areas where nobody really lives there. So for the people who want to steal cables, they know that if they go there, it's unlikely that they are going to wake up anyone.
Cable theft costs South Africa around 5 billion rand each year, a lucrative business linked to highly sophisticated syndicates. After the break, Anise and Yoga caught in action. This is Dobsonville Township near Soweto. Siphiwe prepares to make some tea.
These stoves, are they dangerous or what? So, as light as it, are you shielding a mistake in the paraffin stove? Imagine I want to so get these illegal connectors with passive. What will you do now? You are prepared to pay the money for now.
Toto is one such illegal connector. After identifying an Eskom electricity pole, he moves in.
Okay.
It's a high-risk business, but one that Toto claims is necessary. This is where Siphiwe and many other residents of this small town will go. And everything comes at a price.
Into no be dangerous. Uzobona khona social film pin. Asali nobe ngangishaya lapha igesi Eskom angasibambi isiduli yabo. But marina bakacabanga ukuthi lezi ndlu lezi zakhiwe zingena gesi into abayicabangayo.
This is Snake Park, one of the most overcrowded townships in Johannesburg, with one of the highest unemployment rates in Gauteng. Life here is slow, spent in the street corners, gambling.
Uqala wami ukugibela ngaphatha igroup holder. Masifika la phezulu la ngisigibele ngestepisi. Sithatha sifaka sifuna yomlilo uyithola or uthole ye-earth. Uma uyifaka uba khona umlilo ndani bese uyaconnect.
Toto and his friend are well-known illegal connectors. In a town where the legal process to get electricity is a nightmare, he justifies their existence.
Never understand ukuthi like the candle. Last year ngina guessing like the candle. Ngilele ngilibeke phezu kwe fridge. Ngaphapha mi fridge seyicha phezulu. So angeke afford mfethu ikhandlela or paraffin iyadura, iyanuka and iyahama yenza iflu. Siyazifoster ukuthi sigibele emabhaleni nawo.
However, battle lines are now drawn between the illegal connectors and those connected legally.
Siyalwa nabo but okwamanje since sikhuluma enhleke ngapha la sidonse khona siyazwana nabantu bakhona sikhulumisene nabo. Bona bathi as long is safe ingachuka abantwana. That's why lapha nasenze isafety abantu.
The result has been that gangs now control different Eskom holes in the township.
Akusithi sodwa esinamapali la. Baningi abantu abanepali. But ngapha banepali labo, ngathi sinepali lethu enkambini banepali labo ngasesikolweni. As long wena wazi ukuthi udonse kweliphi ipali uright yabona. Ungahluphi umunye umuntu. Khona manje abanye bayangizonda ngendaba ukuthi mangithi no sesiright sicwele abantu. Abanye bayahlupha ke sibakhathi sibakhipha.
Getting connected costs 100 Rand and 30 Rand per month thereafter. One of Toto's more than 30 customers explains.
Mawenza business ngogesi wokuntshontsha. At the end of the day abantu bakhuluma kabi. Bathi umbone nje so imali zethu zogesi. So mina imali yogesi angiyifuni.
Umkhukhu ground ephansi angithi uyizenge wona self. Yabo. Manje kuzu guarantee ukuthi it's 100% safe. Very danger nje ikhona nje. Nawe nje mangavuka ekseni uhamba ngeenyawo uqeda kuvuka ubamba izenke yakushaya. Abantwana abayazi the situation. Ngoba sebaphile kakhulu nabo la enhleke yazi enhleke mawuphile endaweni adopter leso style sakhona yabo nencosi zakhona ziphila vele same line.
Ngoba siwazi ukuthi lapha kuya.
Siyazi ukuthi lapha yana kuyafiwa lapha. Amelanga kudlalelwe lapha.
But the problems run deep. Wires barely covered, crisscrossing footpaths are a hazard. This has also resulted in an overload of the system.
Inkinga esinami kugesi ne ukuthi uyahamba njalo nje bephela 7 days ugesi awukho but khona labantu abadonsa abaconnecte khona bayabhadalwa banabantu ababaziyo abaconnectelana nabo ugesi yabo bese ke ngapha uya trip mesifonele Eskom basitshela ukuthi hayi ayikho indaba abazoyikhuluma nathi mele sikhulume nalabantu labo.
Wires like these almost led to a tragedy for the woman's 2 children.
Lo meketete lo mncane bahamba nomunye umntwana bamkhapha mekeyothenga isinkwa. Lo athuka banyathela bathi bayajump yachoka lo qala kwawa lo babo bayi2 kwaqhamuka ubaba ke bambonile bona wadonsa lo wabalahlela le.
Illegal connection is not only just a loss to Eskom, it's actually also unsafe. It can actually result in people being killed or injured by electricity because of the way they actually do it. In some areas where you actually plan a network of a certain size and then people come and illegally connect themselves onto that network, the network becomes unstable. And then even the people who are paying end up getting affected by services that gets on dropping all the time.
Eskom admits a backlog in its electrification program. Illegal connections are costing the power utility around 200 million Rand annually. After the break, hacking into the power grid, how it's done. This is Dobsonville, Soweto. On these streets, bridging gangs outwit Eskom meters.
ejardini kule meter box sicharge 100.
Sure, yasendlini.
Mara manje okay misisa ngaphandle ke manje lapha ya danger sesicharge i200 because it dangerous yabona. Bayabakhathela sapressures.
Yabona ababhaya abantu mfethu akusithi kuphela ungazibodonse noma ubani kanjani. Sure vena uzokutshela.
Manje yabona ke riding meter suspend.
Ayiva ayibona nje stay.
Ayikho security ayi.
Ama security waploma yini.
So how is it breached?
Lena ntwana yesibenzini la babreachelwe Eskom.
So babreachelwe Eskom.
Because Eskom bezoshala intambo le ready.
Nale
nale play lezi zibhaya sure les. Bezoshazwe nazo yi2. Bese bafika ke abasekasi basihlambe uzobona ngeselo de play shayi Eskom.
Sox is one of the many people who seek the services of the meter bridging gangs. With no job, he says he cannot afford to pay his electricity bill.
Eskom being a certain company needs to profit, we understand, but now we understand what native got needs. And as Nibona, you try sometimes not to send something to get you some electricity, which means I think it's a pretty legal thing. I had voted for the government in place Konamanje. So if one about that's illegal, but and that means I have to go and steal. And they come and cut us off, about 4 in a car. They claim they need at least maybe 100 to 200 bucks. As in you get call my baby, but that's too much.
I cannot categorically say it's not our people or it's our people. Because in some cases we actually found that yes, it's our people. And where we found that it's our people who are doing that, we then deal with them internally in terms of disciplinary processes.
Of the 10 houses that Special Assignment visited randomly during this investigation, 9 were illegally connected.
In Soweto, we have people who have either breached their meters or getting electricity for free. Payment levels in Soweto in the past financial year were sitting at around between 30 and 40%, which means about 60% of our bills that goes into Soweto are not paid. It's not whether people can afford or not or can't afford electricity. It's like people are so used to getting things for free, specifically electricity. I mean, if you look at some of these areas, it actually stemmed from the era where people were using non-payment as a weapon. And people haven't actually moved away from them.
The truth of the matter is these are all illegal acts. What needs to be done is we need to have a society that knows that we need to act legally. Stealing is illegal and it should not happen.
This is, however, not the end of Eskom's problems. The company's own employees have been directly implicated in syndicates selling electricity coupons on the black market.
We've had cases where our employees colluded with the vendors and made money for themselves, and that money didn't actually come through to Eskom.
I know there was at some stage where I investigated some of these cards, and I was informed that, for instance, number one, Eskom did not have the records indicating or reflecting as to who the cards in Eskom were registered to in Eskom.
The security card was stolen, and we've had a number of those where our employees were ambushed and some of these cards were actually stolen. And there's also, like I said, in cases where our employees could actually be colluding with the vendors.
When I tried to investigate things of that nature, I was told clearly to lay off. Because if people say cards are lost, the cards are lost. Okay, now give me the report where you went and reported to the police that your card is lost. No such report exists.
After being stolen, a coupon printing machine can remain in circulation for years. It will, however, need to be loaded with sales from time to time.
We had 50 that were missing. We managed to retrieve 16. So there's still about 30, 34 that are still out there. 4 of those CDUs and the the rent value that we actually managed to establish that was sold on those CDUs was in the region of about 7 million.
Now, my question was, who uploaded the sales on that CDU? The person has got to be there physically to go and upload those sales.
Special Assignment is in possession of a report done by Gabodo audit firm, which shows just how deep the rot goes. The cost runs into tens of millions of rands. Back on the cable theft trail, Francois' team takes the fight to the scrapyards, the main market for illegal copper.
Basically, they need a permit to operate. They must comply to all the rules and regulations and the legislations. And that's typically what we are looking for. Make sure they've got registered. If somebody sells copper, they need an ID and it must be logged into the register.
In an industry that is worth more than 100 million rand per year, breaking the rules is rife. Many a scrapyard dealer, like the owner of this company, has been bust a number of times.
In the past, yes, we had people coming, trying, but they know now that we don't buy any certain cables, especially like Telkom, Sportnet, Eskom cables and stuff. So they don't bother us anymore.
You also find illegal bucket shops. They will buy stolen property. If they will buy it in the scheme, they won't care, because then they will offer the guy much less.
These revelations come as Eskom seeks to raise electricity tariffs by 34%. Industry experts, however, argue that the power utility needs to put its house in order first. But Eskom is throwing the gauntlet down to the general public.
Theft of our networks, conductors, cables, meters is a problem. And I can just make an appeal to our customers and the public at large, that in cases where you actually see these people, please give us a call so that we can actually deal with them. If it's our employees, we have internal processes of disciplining them. If it's external people, we'll then have to take them through the courts.
If you can reduce the illegal connections, if you can reduce the theft of copper, you have a better chance of postponing the investment into the system for a new power station, which would then mean that we have a better chance of keeping the prices of electricity still at the affordable levels, and a better chance of having everyone else having access to electricity.
But many fingers are pointing back at Eskom itself. There is no doubt that the power utility needs to do more to stamp out the rampant corruption within its own ranks. Otherwise, operations like these remain but a vicious cycle, costing the taxpayer and economy billions of rands each year.
Well, that's it for tonight. Join us again next week for more hard-hitting investigative journalism. If you have any comments, story suggestions, or even video clips, please send them to us at truth@sabc.co.za. Thank you for watching, and good night.